A group of migrants found squatting inside an apartment in the Bronx were arrested on gun and drug charges.
Authorities say they were part of a heavily armed group of migrants allegedly selling drugs.
Those guys have been next door for about 6 months. Squatters. The landlord is in the process of trying to get them out.
Guns and drugs were found in the same room as a 7-year-old child.
They ended up chasing someone with a gun into an apartment with his 7 other people.
And a child.
Oh. Armed group of migrants allegedly selling drugs after taking over this multi-family house.
Bronx squatter den case. The situation involving migrants discovered squatting in a Bronx home filled with arms and drugs, along with subsequent arrests and legal proceedings, reveals a series of interconnected issues at the intersection of immigration, law enforcement, and public safety. The initial discovery of 8 migrants in the Bronx home on March 27th, accompanied by the presence of drugs, arms, and a child, immediately draws attention to the complexities of immigration enforcement and its overlap with criminal activity. This discovery not only raises concerns about border security and the ability to regulate the entry of individuals into the country, but also highlights the potential risks posed by criminal elements exploiting vulnerabilities in the immigration system. Following their apprehension, the legal process unfolds with varying outcomes for the individuals involved. While 6 of the migrants are swiftly released on no cash bail, 2 remain in custody due to their inability to post bond.
A group of migrants found squatting inside an apartment in the Bronx were arrested on gun and drug charges.
Several of the 6 migrant squatters released without bail on gun and drug charges.
Well, out of the 6 people freed without bail, 4 of them are out on supervised release.
Several people living in the basement with the guns and drugs. Police say most of them were migrants.
This divergence in outcomes underscores the complexities of the legal system and the discretion exercised by judges in determining bail conditions, taking into account factors such as flight risk and public safety concerns. However, the story doesn't end there. Despite being released, 3 of the migrants are rearrested by Homeland Security agents after returning to the squatter den upon their release. This highlights the challenges of monitoring and enforcing immigration laws, particularly in cases where individuals may attempt to evade detection or continue engaging in illicit activities. Additionally, the involvement of multiple law enforcement agencies, including Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and the New York Police Department, reflects the collaborative efforts required to address complex cases involving immigration violations and criminal behavior. The issuance of detainer requests for 4 of the individuals further underscores the coordination needed between federal and local authorities in ensuring compliance with immigration laws and facilitating the transfer of individuals to ICE custody. Furthermore, the confirmation by ICE officials that the 8 migrants were previously arrested at the border adds another layer of complexity to the situation. It raises questions about the efficacy of current border security measures and the challenges of managing individuals who have a history of interactions with law enforcement. The fact that one suspect, Miguel Gregorio Barrios, remains at large highlights the ongoing efforts of authorities to apprehend individuals involved in criminal activities and immigration violations.
Authorities say they were part of a heavily armed group of migrants allegedly selling drugs.
One for attempted murder in Yonkers, and one walking around with an open gun indictment walking around. That man was out on an attempted murder from Yonkers months prior.
Several of the suspects are also under investigation for robberies, including a robbery pattern in Bergen County.
Moreover, the specific details of individual cases, such as the arrest of Hector de Souza Villalta for attempting slaying in Yonkers, provide insight into the broader context of criminal activity within immigrant communities. De Souza Villalta's alleged involvement in a violent crime underscores the potential risks posed by individuals with criminal histories, highlighting the need for robust enforcement measures to address public safety concerns. Uncovering the complexities. The unfolding details of the case shed light on the intricate web of events leading up to the discovery of migrants squatting in the Bronx home, as well as the broader implications for immigration enforcement and public safety.
Those guys have been next door for about 6 months. Squatters. landlord is in the process of trying to get them out.
Suspects are now out of this house. Only 2 of them are being held in jail. The rest released without bail.
Cops arrested him along with 7 others. Another man, 22-year-old Javier Alborno.
8 were arrested last week. The DA's office was asking for bail, but 6 were set free.
Martinez's encounter with the Border Patrol near El Paso, Texas, on September 22, 2022, highlights the initial entry point into the U.S. for one of the individuals involved. Released into the U.S. pending further proceedings, Martinez's case exemplifies the challenges faced by border authorities in managing the influx of migrants and ensuring compliance with immigration laws. Similarly, Castillo's surrender to Border Patrol in Brownsville, Texas on May 6, 2023, underscores the complexities of the asylum process and the subsequent release of individuals into the country while their cases are being processed. However, her subsequent arrest by the Woodbridge Police Department in New Jersey on January 6 on charges of shoplifting and burglary tool manufacturing raises questions about the effectiveness of monitoring individuals with pending immigration cases and the potential for criminal activity among released migrants. The convergence of Castillo, Martinez, and De Souza Villalta in the Bronx home highlights the interconnectedness of immigration and criminal enforcement efforts. Held pending deportation hearings following their arrests, these individuals face legal proceedings stemming from their involvement in illicit activities, including arms and drugs charges.
Guns and drugs were found in the same room as a 7-year-old child.
The 8 people who are arrested are facing several gun and drug charges.
Found guns and drugs. Also inside that house, a young child.
Police say the people were squatting in that home.
The grim conditions discovered in the basement where the migrants were squatting paint a stark picture of the reality faced by vulnerable populations seeking refuge in the U.S. Cluttered with luggage, trash bags, and makeshift amenities like a swimming pool, the basement serves as a microcosm of the challenges faced by migrants navigating uncertain and often perilous living conditions. The presence of a 7-year-old child amidst the drugs and arms further underscores the urgent need for protection and support for vulnerable individuals caught up in immigration-related issues. The circumstances surrounding the child's presence, including the identity of their parents and the reasons for being in the trashed basement, remain unclear, raising concerns about the welfare and safety of children impacted by immigration enforcement actions. The discovery of additional arms, ammunition, and drugs during the search of the property underscores the pervasive nature of criminal activity associated with the migrant squatters.
Armed group of migrants allegedly selling drugs after taking over this multi-family house.
They would find drugs along with weapons, along with a 7-year-old child inside of that same room.
Guns, drugs in the house, ketamine, children in the house. There's 4 more guns in that apartment. There's drugs in that apartment.
The proximity of the home to a school further highlights the potential risks posed to community safety and the need for proactive law enforcement efforts to address illegal activities in residential areas. Ultimately, the case underscores the multifaceted challenges faced by authorities in managing immigration enforcement, addressing criminal behavior, and ensuring public safety. It highlights the need for comprehensive strategies that address the root causes of illegal immigration, provide adequate support for migrants and asylum seekers, and enhance coordination among law enforcement agencies to effectively combat criminal activities associated with immigration violations. Unveiling the shadow. The discovery of arms, including a ghost arm alongside drugs in a basement, and the unsettling revelation of a 7-year-old child living among alleged squatters, paints a harrowing picture of a fast-moving and perilous situation. Chell's description underscores the gravity of the scenario, emphasizing the imminent danger posed by individuals armed with arms in close quarters.
These are migrants. They're squatting. 6 of 8 were released on their own recognizance or supervised release, which we don't know what supervised release even means, to be honest with you. They end up chasing someone with a gun into an apartment with 7 other people.
And a child.
Oh. They chase that man into a basement apartment, and they make the arrest.
The individuals apprehended were reported to be migrants from Venezuela, squatting in the residence. This incident sheds light on the intersection of squatting and gang activity, exposing how criminal elements exploit squatting as a means to conduct illicit operations like drug trafficking. The presence of arms and drugs not only threatens public safety, but also indicates the involvement of organized crime within the community. The neighbor's testimony corroborates the unsettling nature of the situation, expressing concern over the increased activity and traffic associated with the residents. The tranquility of the neighborhood has been disrupted, highlighting the magnitude of the issue and its impact on the community's peace of mind. This event exposes shortcomings in the justice system's approach to handling such cases. Criticism is directed towards the policy of releasing armed suspects without bail, raising questions about public safety and the efficacy of current legal measures. Repeated offenses by previously released individuals underscore the need for a comprehensive reevaluation of the city's justice system policies. Beyond immediate safety concerns, the incident exacerbates existing housing and asylum crises. Landlords' reluctance to rent to individuals without work authorization due to fears of squatting further compounds the housing shortage for asylum seekers and other vulnerable populations. This underscores the interconnectedness of issues such as housing, immigration, and public safety. The situation has sparked a broader debate surrounding NYC's laws protecting squatters. Some argue that these laws inadvertently enable criminal behavior and jeopardize community safety. Balancing the rights of genuine tenants with the need to address criminal squatting presents a complex challenge for policymakers. Addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach that considers both short-term interventions and long-term solutions. Efforts to strengthen law enforcement measures, improve housing access for vulnerable populations, and reform justice system policies are essential. Additionally, fostering community engagement and collaboration is crucial in developing effective strategies to address the root causes of squatting and its associated criminal activities. Overall, the discovery of arms, drugs, and a child in a squatted residence underscores the multifaceted nature of the challenges facing the community. It highlights the urgent need for comprehensive solutions that prioritize public safety, address systemic shortcomings, and safeguard the well-being of all residents. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.